What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another reverse 1999 video. Alright guys, gonna talk a little bit about Melania and the 1.1 event, and then what's going to be happening in a few days, well not a few days, in like 2 weeks I should say, and then of course the release of 1.2 and whether you guys should be going for Melania or not. Now this is totally up to you, of course, right? It's your account, you guys can do what you want. We've all had a chance now to test Melania out in some of the actual events that have happened in the theft of the Rimet Cup. Especially in the story mode, they allow you to kind of play around, give you a couple tutorials, how her kit works, etc. Right? So she's pretty damn cool because she's got a good mixture of AoE and single target. She's great at gaining extra moxie and also stealing moxie from opponents, allowing you to control the battle, but she is very AP hungry. So a couple things I want to talk about, of course. We've already done a Melania video. Should you post, should you not? Again, up to you. I'm personally skipping Melania. I'm also going to be skipping Pickles, to be honest, even though Pickles is absolutely incredible. This is my challenge account, of course, so it doesn't really matter who I pull for. I'm only using 3 and 4 star units here. The thing about Melania I want to talk about is her Psychubes and which ones work best for her. And then, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the event itself. So let's start with the event, just to get this out of the way. This has been probably the most unique event I've ever witnessed in any gacha game. Let me tell you how refreshing it is not to just sit here and grind stages all day long. Now again, this is the challenge account, right? So I'm currently just playing this for fun. Actually, I'm taking this account way more seriously. Let's be real. I'm taking this way more seriously than my main account. But this has been a blast because this has become very easy to do, right? It's not hard to do all this. It doesn't require too much stamina so far from what I've noticed and what I've experienced. But what makes it so unique is these two little events on the side. The Bio of the Great Thief, which has been an absolute blast to do because it's a puzzle-related game where you as Melania have to escape certain puzzles. It's kind of like an escape room with little designs here and there. If you haven't checked out the video and you want to know all the answers, I have a video out as well on my channel giving you the full answers on this one. And then also going back to the next one, which I actually enjoyed even more, Thief of the Thieves. This was cool. This was like a scenario-based choose your own story kind of thing where you get to pick a scenario and then they give you options. One option gives you the right points, the other option gives you negative points, and you kind of have to figure out the whole story. This was great. There's 4 different scenarios, and I think this was so unique because you get a good feel of a text-based game and then an actual RPG gacha idol game and then a puzzle game all in one. The last time I've seen something like this happen was actually Street Fighter Duel, which is surprisingly enough I can mention this, but this was done at such a high quality level that I was blown away by this. Okay, and not only to mention that, but I've also got a video for this if you need to know all the answers. It's all in the video as well to get all of your A's. The rewards are also really, really good too. So the rewards actually are worth trying because a lot of times these will come out and they'll give you such shitty rewards. You're like, what's the point of this? But these are actually worth going for. So highly, highly recommend getting this done, guys. It's been an absolute blast. And then, of course, spending your stamina on farming the theft of the Rimet Cup. Now, keep in mind, the crisis mode is in fact going to come out in the next 5 days. This will be also part of the stamp. You guys can see here, you guys get additional stamps for completing these crisis modes, and which will in turn give you more of these doggy puppy coins, right? So don't worry if you don't want to farm all of it right now. You're going to get more of these stamps along the way, and this in turn will also give you guys more of these accomplishments. Like, for example, killing security machines, defeating enemies, clearing any stage X amount of times, getting puppy coins or spending puppy coins. All of this is going to happen through the crisis mode as well. So don't fret, guys, if you haven't got it all done now. It's not a race. This is going on for the next, X amount of time, right? So we've got quite a bit of time left, 26 days to farm this whole thing. You'll have plenty of time, in my opinion, to get majority of the souvenir shop done. I'm personally right now focusing on my challenge account only, so I'm getting unilogs when I need it, but right now my mats and everything else is the most important thing. So if you're actually running this as a real account, the first thing you should be doing in the event shop is buying the Psycube, the 6-star Psycube, which is actually built for Melania, but also other characters. Then you should be going for these right here, the Fruit of God, Murmur of Insanity, Platinum Ouija. Should be getting those out of the way next. Then my recommendation would be getting these here, which is your Wilderness stuff. And then from there you can go for the Unilog and the Sonorous Needle. And then from there, just focus on whatever you need material-wise. But those items at the top should be your priority first and foremost, especially if you're running a main account with 5 and 6 stars. and trying to push for I3, right? It's very, very important. Like, a lot of this stuff is good for Cornbloom. So, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cornbloom. I think she needs all of this in order to get to I3. So you can get a Cornbloom pretty much to I3 just by doing this, right? So definitely focus on here, guys. Very, very important. Now, Melania as a character, like I said, very AP hungry. That's one of the problems with her. She does require you to shift cards a lot, use her a lot in order to build up her Moxie, in order to do her ultimate. And then obviously from her ultimate, you can do some of the extra moves to steal Moxie, gain Moxie, etc., right? So overall, a fairly good kit, but we'll be heavily focused on using her in your team over other people. So remember that. Now, because we're going to talk about Melania, we're going to go to Pridewin. Shout out to Pridewin again for putting this together. The best Psychubes for her, for sure, is Luxurious Leisure. It's actually built for her. It is her BIS, which is best in slot. And the reason why it's done that way is because it increases ultimate damage and also gives you a buff when you do single ultimate damage, right? After the caster casts a single ultimate damage dealt is increased by 5% and can stack up to 3 times. If you have a level 5, which is, I don't even know how that's even possible right now, you get damage increased by 9% instead of 5%. So it actually is built for her, but it's also built for a lot of other units, such as, for example, my Pavia uses this because his ultimate is a single target, or my Moon Lich uses this because it's also a single target damage move. So you can use this on a numerous amount of different characters, which makes this one of the most versatile Psychubes out there right now, and should be one of the most sought after ones that you guys can get, right? Another one is Brave New World. This one here I don't think is as good, because if I recall, Brave New World, let me just go to my game, because I believe I have this one kicking around somewhere, I think. Let me just double check here. Actually, it's in the bank anyway, so let's go to the pawn shop, is it? Or is it the fragment shop? Fragment shop. Yeah, so I do have Brave New World. Where is that? Here it is. Let's just go to it for a sec. Let me go to my warehouse. Psychubes, Brave New World. There you are. The biggest problem with this one is it doesn't stack. It's the next incantation does 20%, right? So the other one stacks and it stays throughout the battle. This one does the one time. It is a much higher percentage, granted, right? At 20%, obviously. So you can get a bigger hit off right away. And then if you do the ultimate again, you get another 20%. But the problem is you got to rebuild that ultimate every time. Versus that 5% that'll just last throughout the entire battle until you do your next ultimate. Then it's 10%, and then it's 15%, right? So the top end version of it obviously is a little lower, but still, it's still a really, really good one to have on her either way. So if you don't have if you don't want to put Luxurious Leisure on her, Brave New World would definitely be the next one. His Bound Duty I don't think is as good. They have it here in case you want like an off heal. Don't recommend that as much. There is Thunderous Applause, which is a good option at higher levels. I still don't agree with this because I think Thunderous Applause is too low for crit percentage. So I think it's only 10% crit. If you build her a crit oriented and you have Tooth Fairy, that's a little bit more viable than I think. But they're saying here that this Psychube, however, should preferably be switched for the Carrot of the Heart on the function once the latter becomes available on Global. So this is what this does, okay? So crit hit is 10% as well. At the end of the round, if the wearer has gained at least 3 Moxies this round, the power of the wearer's next ultimate is increased by 8%. If the wearer has gained 4 Moxie this round, the effect is increased to 12. So that's way, way better effect than just getting an increase to crit damage, right? So keep that in mind. This is a future Psychube that'll be out, but for now, for sure, Luxurious Leisure is her best one, followed by Brave New World. Those two I would suggest way more than Thunderous Applause for her, again, because she's really not, like, crit right now is not the greatest build for many units unless you're Lila or like Centurion, right? Outside of that, I would be going balanced and building them more around ultimate and building over stats to do more damage over time versus crit over time, which is one of the best multipliers. But either way, it's not, my opinion, not recommended at the moment. So for Melania purposes, guys, if you plan to pull for her, that's the best way to go for Psychubes. Again, event's really, really good. Having a blast doing this. So kudos to the devs for making a actual event that's interactive, different, and unique at the same time. Very much looking forward to the Crisis Mode and these two opening up. So personally, not pulling for Melania. 1.2, guys, just so you guys are aware, going back to right over here for a second. Just so you guys are aware, is going to be coming out in the next 26 days. So Tooth Fairy in 26 days. So if you plan to skip Pickles and you plan to skip Melania, you have 26 days to save up for Tooth Fairy and then 47 days for Changeling. Okay, just so you guys are aware. Also, another thing, real quick, Gotcha Gaming is a brand new code. put that in to get yourself 20 clear drops, 1200 dust or 12,000 dust, 10,000 sharpnity, and then 1 candy, which is the 60 stamina one or activity one. Okay. All right, guys. This is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. Limbo is going to be done very soon, guys. I have big plans to complete Limbo with 3 stars and 4 stars, and I have a specific character I need to build as well for that. So more of that to come, hopefully tomorrow or the following day. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.